Hello, players and coaches. This is Doc Show, baseball analyst and instructor, and I'm going to show you a comparison of a young kid that I worked with coaching a game on a 14U team, and this kid here on the right side is a pitcher of 14 years old, and I share with him at the field some of the things that I like that he does about his mechanics and some of the small changes he could make to improve. So let's go back, and I know he is a huge Red Sox fan, so I figure I compare him to Lester, and interesting enough, I find they do some of the same things in their mechanics. So the first thing I want you to look at is, if you notice, and I've talked about this in my pitching videos, is how you do a slight rotation with your upper body when you start your mechanics. Okay, and they often say show the pocket to the plate. All right, so both him and Lester both do that. You will notice there is a difference in the way they raise their leg. Now, this is something that I would say, he could work on or try out a little bit, or just leave it the way it is. Okay, so if you notice, his leg is up in the air, and it's hard to see, but Lester's brings it up. The concern I have sometimes with kids that lift their leg this way is that they're going to rotate their leg away and open up too soon. But you're going to see that this 14-year-old does not do that. He actually is able to drive his leg forward and not open up too soon. So I think it's really important whenever you're being a pitching instructor to allow a lot of kids to be who they are and only make adjustments if you notice that they're having a hard time. This is what he's been doing. He feels natural, and you don't want to stop his rhythm. The most important thing is rhythm and explosion. Okay, so now let's go to the next phase that we talked about that I wanted him to work on. Okay, and that is staying back. So as he's coming forward, you're going to notice that, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, you notice that he is going to come forward with his upper body a lot. So his approximate angle is 130. Now let's take a look at Lester. Okay, let's check him out now. He is really staying back, and he's approximately 118. I've looked at Lester's film from 4 different angles, and his average is around 118 to 120 or 117, and the major league average is usually around 120, 122. So he stays back a little bit more. So I told this 14-year-old to work on trying to stay back a little bit. And I explained to him the importance of that is being able to explode more as you come forward. Okay, so that's tip number 1 for him to work on. Tip number 2, I want you to really look at the glove arm here. Watch the glove arm on both pitchers. Listen, I don't believe in really telling a player to really pull and drive that glove arm back. That could cause some problems sometimes. But you want that glove arm to come around and tuck a little bit. And if you notice, my 14-year-old is not doing much to help with that rotation part. So I'm going to have him really work on making sure that he gets that glove arm and rotates it in a little bit. Again, we talk about the combination, and you'll see in most of my videos how I believe that you need that linear motion going towards home plate and then the rotation part. So I think if he tucks that glove a little bit more, he would be really explosive and add some miles per hour to his pitches. All right? One of the other angles I often look for in pitchers is that back leg and where their elbow is in their head when they release the ball. And this is something great that this 14-year-old does. If you notice, his angle here is about 140, and then you have Lester's, who's a little bit less. He's about 125, okay? And the average is, depending on the pitcher, is 110 to 140. So this forktail is getting really great extension towards home plate, and that is a really strong part of his game. And he does a good job with making sure that he gets his head and his elbow out in front of that front foot, and we want that to be approximately 90 degrees, and you'll notice that Lester does the same thing. He is almost at 90 degrees, so that component of his pitching is great. I look forward to hearing back from this kid and him watching the video and working on these small aspects and see if it makes a difference in his delivery, his consistency, and his velocity. If you like the video or want to leave a comment, send it to doc2323@gmail.com and hit up a like and enjoy the videos. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much.